What if the secret to unlocking an unseen energy within you was something as simple yet profound as a decision, a choice to withhold, to preserve, to redirect your most primal essence into something greater? The idea of semen retention as a path to heightened energy and charisma may sound mystical, even implausible, but countless individuals throughout history and across cultures have sworn by its transformative power. Could there really be a connection between this practice and the elusive quality we call personal magnetism? Magnetism is often perceived as an intangible force, a kind of invisible energy that draws people toward you, compels them to listen, and even inspires their trust or admiration. But what if this force wasn't intangible at all? What if it were rooted in something very real, very physical, an energy that can be cultivated and amplified? Semen retention, according to proponents, acts as a gateway to unlocking this energy, creating a sense of presence that others can feel, even before you utter a word. To understand how this works, we need to start with the physiological and psychological shifts that occur when a person chooses to abstain from ejaculation over an extended period. At a biological level, semen is one of the most nutrient-rich substances the body can produce, containing high concentrations of zinc, magnesium, and other vital elements. When retained, the theory goes, this energy, normally expelled, is redirected inward, fueling the mind and body in ways that extend far beyond reproduction. A 2003 study published in the Journal of Zhejiang University explored the effects of ejaculation on testosterone levels. It found that abstaining from ejaculation for 7 days led to a significant spike in testosterone levels, peaking at a 145.7% increase on the 7th day. Testosterone is closely linked to feelings of confidence, vitality, and assertiveness, qualities that contribute directly to personal magnetism. This retained energy doesn't just sit dormant, it seems to ignite a chain reaction in the body and mind. For many, the first noticeable change is an increase in vitality. Waking up feels easier. Tasks that once seemed overwhelming are approached with a newfound sense of focus and determination. But beyond the physical energy, there's something subtler, yet equally profound, a shift in how one interacts with the world. People often describe feeling more grounded, as though their very presence has become heavier, more substantial. Eye contact becomes sharper, more deliberate. Conversations flow more naturally, as though words are charged with greater intention. It's not that you're suddenly louder or more boisterous, quite the opposite. The magnetism associated with semen retention lies in quiet confidence, an unshakable belief in oneself that others can't help but notice. Psychological research offers further clues as to why semen retention might foster this heightened sense of charisma. A study from 2014 published in Frontiers in Systems Neuroscience examined the role of dopamine in reward processing and motivation. Excessive ejaculation is known to deplete dopamine levels temporarily, leading to feelings of lethargy and lack of motivation. Semen retention, by contrast, allows dopamine levels to stabilize, potentially enhancing focus, drive, and overall zest for life. Beyond confidence, there's another layer to the magnetism that semen retention appears to cultivate. An energy that can only be described as raw, authentic presence. In our overstimulated, hyper-digital age, presence is a rare commodity. Most people are so distracted by their own thoughts, devices, or worries that they struggle to truly connect with those around them. But the energy cultivated through retention seems to cut through this noise. It commands attention, not through force, but through resonance. It's as though your very being vibrates at a frequency that others can't help but tune into. What's even more fascinating is the role this energy plays in nonverbal communication. Research into body language shows that up to 90% of human communication is nonverbal, meaning that what you say often matters far less than how you carry yourself. When you practice semen retention, your body language naturally shifts. Shoulders back, chest open, head held high. These subtle cues signal to others that you're comfortable in your skin, a trait that's inherently magnetic. But magnetism isn't just about physical presence. It's also about emotional energy. Many who practice retention report feeling more attuned to their emotions and those of others. This heightened emotional awareness can make interactions feel more genuine and impactful. When you're not consumed by the highs and lows of overstimulation or the energy drain that often follows ejaculation, you're able to show up more fully in your relationships. This authenticity fosters trust, which is a cornerstone of personal magnetism. Culturally, the idea of sexual energy as a source of power is not new. Ancient traditions, from Taoism to Hindu Tantra, have long emphasized the importance of conserving and channeling this energy for spiritual and personal growth. These practices suggest that sexual energy, when retained, becomes a kind of creative force that can be directed toward any goal, whether it's achieving career success, deepening relationships, or simply living with more vitality. Modern science, while still catching up, offers some support for these claims. A 2017 study in neuropsychopharmacology explored the impact of hypersexual behavior on the brain and found that overindulgence in sexual activity or pornography can alter brain circuits in ways similar to substance addiction. These changes affect impulse, control, and reward pathways, making it harder to focus or experience satisfaction from everyday activities. Semen retention may help reverse these effects by allowing the brain to reset and rewire. The effects of semen retention on charisma extend beyond personal perception. Others pick up on the changes too, whether it's colleagues commenting on your newfound confidence, friends noticing your increased energy, or strangers drawn into your orbit. The impact is often tangible. It's as though the invisible energy you're cultivating becomes a beacon, signaling to others that you're operating on a different level. However, it's worth noting that semen retention isn't a magic bullet. Like any practice, its effects depend on consistency and intention. Simply abstaining without addressing underlying habits or thought patterns will only go so far. The true power of retention lies in pairing it with practices that align the mind, body, and spirit. Meditation, exercise, and purpose-driven work being just a few examples. And yet, even with these caveats, the allure of semen retention and its potential to amplify personal magnetism remains undeniable. There's a reason this practice has persisted across cultures and eras. It taps into something primal, something essential about what it means to be human. The ability to harness our energy, to channel it, and to use it to create a life that feels not just lived, but truly alive. So, the question remains, what would happen if you embraced this practice? If you stopped letting your energy slip away and instead cultivated it, nurtured it, allowed it to grow? Perhaps the magnetism you've always admired in others isn't something they were born with, but something they've learned to cultivate. And perhaps it's something you can cultivate too.